What's good, people? Today, the topic of interest is 5 reasons not to quit on yourself. So, I'll be speaking life into you today. Now, in my humble opinion, I do believe that when you look at people who dominate their field, so you look at LeBron James in basketball, you look at Cristiano Ronaldo in football, you look at like Tom Hardy in the acting world, or what's his face, the guy from the Pirates of the Caribbean, one of the most diverse actors ever. You can look at these people and think like these people are super talented, probably the cream of the crop, the best I ever was. But in my opinion, I do believe that the people who are probably equally as talented, if not more talented by these individuals, but you've just never heard of them simply because they quit on themselves too early. So they hit a wall and they thought, this dream thing, it ain't for me. So they quit. Now, in regards to quitting, there's only one form of quitting that I believe is acceptable. And the type of quitting that I believe is acceptable is the type where it's like come from a really concrete, informed decision. When a person has done everything they know to do, they've exhausted all the resources, done everything that they can come to do, and they've come to a point, you know what, I don't want to do this anymore. This isn't for me. Yeah. And the decision to quit and the decision not to do anymore has not come from a place of discouragement, but it's come from a place of peace and like nothing more for me to do on here. I'll do something else. Most people do not qualify for that form of quitting. I'll say 99.999% of the population do not qualify to quit in that regard. Like the intelligent form of quitting. Done everything that I need to do and I've exhausted it. Most people do not qualify for that. So without further ado, I'm going to give you guys 5 reasons not to quit on yourself. First reason, which should be motivational enough, is that there are people out there who want you to quit. Like, believe there are people out there who want you to quit. You may be thinking, what? People want me to quit? Like, my friends and my family, they're all supportive. They're all cheering me on. No, man. There's some people who genuinely want you to quit. And let me tell you why. Now, let's say you've got a group of, like, let's say you grew up with a group of five friends, right? And then, you've had the same experiences, same upbringing, rough neighborhood, that kind of thing. And then 4 of them decide, yeah, I'm going to settle for my lot. Like, what it is, I'll always live on the block. It is what it is. And then one of you decides, you know what, I want more for myself. So I'm going to put the work in. I'm going to really, really progress. And then you find out that this one person out of the group of 5 evolves and they come to the highest level. The world is now celebrating them. Everyone's like, wow, this guy's amazing. There can be a tendency for the other 4 who didn't have aspirations for themselves to be filled with envy. Now they're not happy with you succeeding because you succeeding is a constant reminder to them that they probably could have done more with their lives. They didn't do everything that they could have done. So it's a continuous reminder that I could have done more for myself. So they're not happy about it. So the part of them, because they have no aspirations of themselves, is they're kind of hoping that you quit. They're kind of hoping that you give up. And then when you give up, they're like, see that, Joey, this dream business is not for people like us. Come on, back to the factory. Come on, let's load that track book up. Forget about your dreams. They're happy. Some people are happy when you quit. So you don't want to give people that satisfaction. So you want to keep going. So we're not quitting. Second reason is that quitting can become a habit. So quitting can set a precedence in your life. So whenever you hit a wall, right, and you get discouraged and you quit and you decide, I'm not going to do this anymore, it becomes a habit. It's not just a one-time thing. You find that you quit in other things. Quitting and persevering are habits. And you may think like, okay, I'm quitting, like I'm discouraged, I don't want to do this anymore, I'll do something else. The thing about doing something else is that you face similar challenges. You face another wall. You go pick something else, you hit the wall, and then you quit. You hit the wall, and then you fall off. Hit the wall, I don't want to do this anymore. The most exciting part of pursuing something is that it's the pursuit that transforms you. What will happen is your dreams is going to mold you. It's going to mold you into the type of person that's going to be able to wield the thing that you want. You transform. Your life transforms by you changing. But you change when you hit the walls and you get back up. You build perseverance, you build character, you build wisdom. And that's something that can never be taken away from you. Right? It's kind of like this. It's kind of like when you have a millionaire. They go through all the trials and tribulations of becoming a millionaire, building their business. The business could be taken away from them, and then within like a year they'll be a millionaire again, simply because they've become the type of person who can handle the thing. They've weathered the storms, they've endured, they've learned the things, the skills that can never be taken away from them. So when you interrupt the process of you hit the wall and you quit, you're interrupting the process of being transformed and being molded. You have to be molded. Some things take time. So that's the second reason. Quitting can become a habit. You don't want it to become a habit. The third thing is that you're probably not as far off as you think you are. And the funny thing about dreams, it's the weirdest thing. It's like a universal thing. And most people say it's like when you have like your heaviest defeat, you're thinking, man, I'm on my back. And you're thinking, yo, I don't know if I can do this anymore. Normally after that, there's a big opportunity, there's a big elevation, you promote or you blow up, something amazing happens to you. It's normally always after the biggest defeat. I don't understand why, but it just is what it is. Right. So if you hit that place, you gotta remember, just get back up one more time, give it another go, give it another go, persist. You're probably not as far off as you think. Things are never really as bad as they seem. Hindsight can make things seem worse than they are. Well, not well. Hindsight can bring things into context. That's a fourth. That's a third or fourth reason now. The fifth reason, I don't know what number I'm on. The next reason is regret. So regret weighs a ton. Regret weighs a ton. And I think about this a lot. And I don't want to be morbid, but recently I've been talking to like my family members about death and like how I want to shape my life. And what will happen to all of us is that there'll come a point where you get old, you'll be like 90s, 100, whatever, you'll be on your deathbed, and then you'll be reflecting on life. So the first thing you think about is your loved ones, you think about the family, you think, man, you know, I love these guys. What are my relationships like? What, am I happy with the way that they ended? Yep, you get that. Then you probably start thinking about God. You'd be thinking, you know, where am I going to go? Is there a God? You know what I'm saying? Is there life after death? Those kind of thoughts will hit you. And then, like, when you're all alone, you begin to have flashbacks of your life. Flashback, pop, 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 pop. And then there'll come a point where you'll look back and you think, did I do everything that I could to maximize my life? Did I do everything that I knew to do? And the thing that's going to come back in your mind is you're going to have flashbacks of all the times that you quit, all the times that you didn't persevere. Because remember this, you live with you. You're with you 24 hours a day. People don't see the majority of what you do in your own time. You're going to have flashbacks of all the times you decided to press snooze on the alarm and not get up. All the times that you chose to, you know, watch Netflix rather than put in the work that you knew you could have done. All those flashbacks, all those things are going to come back to you. And you don't want to be feeling like, man, I cheated myself. I could have done more, but I didn't. That's a horrible feeling to take. Like, is this all my life amounted to? Did I leave any impact? Did I transform anyone? Did you know what I mean? Did my life really have meaning, or did it leave meaning? Will people remember me? Those are difficult conversations to have. And quitting can be one of those things that if it's not the form of quitting where you've done everything that you can and it's not coming from a place of discouragement, that's going to come back and bite you. It will. And you may think like, oh, I'm never going to be 100 years old because you're young right now. You're probably, if you're watching my videos, you're probably in like, you know, your teens, maybe mid-20s to 30s. You're a millennial, the generation that built the internet. Like, you're probably around about that age range. You think, yeah, I'll never be old. Time will go. Time is ticking. You probably don't have as much time as you think you do. So that's the next reason. So those are my reasons for him. So I don't know how many I've given you there. So maybe it was 4 reasons not to quit yourself. So I said 1, people want you to quit. 2, when you quit, it sets a precedent for your life. 3, you're not as far off as you think you are. 4, regret. Yeah, those are my 4 reasons then. It's 4 reasons, not 5. So that's the video of the day. If you guys take care, I'll be back again tomorrow. Peace.